Walking in the Footsteps of the Nazarene, a documentary journey through the ancient places of Jesus. The story of Jesus of Nazareth is inextricably linked to the geography of the ancient Near East. To understand the life, ministry, and ultimate fate of this first-century Jewish teacher, one must look beyond the texts and examine the physical world he inhabited. The rolling hills of Galilee, the bustling shores of its sea, the politically charged streets of Jerusalem, and the stark landscapes of Judea were not mere backdrops. They were the very soil in which his message took root. This documentary story traces the footsteps of Jesus through the ancient places he visited, bringing the biblical narrative to life through the lens of history, geography, and modern archaeology. The Galilean beginnings, Nazareth and the Sea of Galilee. The journey begins in the north, in the region of Galilee. Unlike the arid, mountainous terrain of Judea to the south, Galilee was a vibrant, green region characterized by rich plains and a bustling crossroads of cultures. It was here, in the small, unassuming village of Nazareth, that Jesus spent his formative years. Nazareth, the hidden hamlet. For centuries, the physical reality of first-century Nazareth remained shrouded in mystery, with no mention in early non-Christian textual sources. However, modern archaeological excavations have exponentially grown our knowledge of this hamlet. Discoveries near the Church of the Annunciation and the Sisters of Nazareth convent have revealed a small, poor Jewish agricultural settlement. Archaeologists have uncovered first-century homes, storage pits, and agricultural terraces, painting a picture of a community intimately tied to the land. The typical first-century house in Nazareth consisted of small rooms built around a central open courtyard. Interestingly, storage pits under these houses were later reused as hiding places during the First Jewish Revolt against Rome, indicating a community that was both resourceful and resilient. It was in this humble setting that Jesus grew up, learning the trade of a builder or carpenter and absorbing the rhythms of rural Galilean life. Capernaum, the ministry base. When Jesus began his public ministry, he relocated from Nazareth to Capernaum, a bustling fishing village on the northern shore of the Sea of Galilee. Capernaum was a strategic choice. It was a hub of trade and travel, situated along major routes, making it an ideal location for spreading his message far and wide. Capernaum is often referred to as Jesus' own city in the Gospels, and it was here that he called his first disciples, including the fisherman Simon Peter. Archaeological excavations in Capernaum have yielded remarkable discoveries, most notably the remnants of what is widely believed to be the House of Peter. Discovered in 1968, the ruins of this large house show signs of continuous veneration. By the second half of the first century, the house had been transformed into a house church, and over the next 4 centuries, it developed into an octagonal Byzantine church. The preservation of this site offers a tangible connection to the early days of Jesus' ministry, where he healed the sick and taught the crowds. The Sea of Galilee, the living backdrop. The Sea of Galilee itself was central to Jesus' ministry. It was on these waters that he calmed the storm, walked on water, and taught from a boat to the crowds gathered on the shore. The discovery of the Jesus boat in 1986 provided a stunning glimpse into the maritime life of the first century. Unearthed from the mud of the lake during a severe drought, this ancient fishing boat, dating back to the time of Jesus, illustrates the type of vessel used by his disciples. The boat's construction, utilizing various types of wood and ancient joinery techniques, reflects the practical realities of life on the lake. The journey south, through Samaria to Judea. To travel from Galilee to Jerusalem, one had to navigate the complex political and social geography of the region. The most direct route passed through Samaria, a region inhabited by the Samaritans, with whom the Jews had deep-seated religious and political animosity. Samaria, breaking down walls. The animosity between Jews and Samaritans was ancient and bitter, centered on theological differences, such as the Samaritans' worship on Mount Gerizim rather than at the Jerusalem temple. Despite this, Jesus deliberately chose to travel through Samaria. His encounter with the Samaritan woman at the well in Sychar is a profound example of his mission to transcend social and religious barriers. By engaging with a Samaritan woman, Jesus challenged the deeply ingrained prejudices of his time, demonstrating that his message was universal. Judea and the approach to Jerusalem. As Jesus moved south into Judea, the landscape changed dramatically. The lushness of Galilee gave way to a starker, more mountainous terrain, reflecting the serious religious and political drama that would unfold there. Judea was the religious and political center of Jewish life, dominated by the holy city of Jerusalem and its magnificent temple. The political landscape of the time was a complex web of local client kings and Roman governors. Following the death of King Herod the Great, his kingdom was divided among his sons, creating a fractured and volatile environment. Judea, Samaria, and Idumea eventually came under direct Roman rule, overseen by prefects like Pontius Pilate. This constant Roman presence, coupled with heavy taxation, created a powder keg of religious and nationalistic fervor, setting the stage for the climax of Jesus' life. Jerusalem, the final days. Jerusalem was the epicenter of the Jewish faith, a city that swelled with pilgrims during major festivals like Passover. It was here that Jesus confronted the religious establishment, cleansed the temple, and ultimately faced his trial and crucifixion. The pools of Bethesda and Siloam. Jesus' ministry in Jerusalem was marked by significant miracles, often associated with the city's water systems. The Pool of Bethesda, located near the Sheep Gate, was the site where Jesus healed a paralyzed man. Archaeological excavations have revealed a complex site that likely served as a ritual bath or a healing shrine. Similarly, the Pool of Siloam, located at the southern end of the city of David, was the site where Jesus healed a man born blind. Recently excavated by Israeli archaeologists, the large Pool of Siloam has been interpreted as a public ritual bath used by pilgrims to purify themselves before ascending to the Temple Mount. The Pilgrimage Road. Connecting the Pool of Siloam to the Temple Mount was the Pilgrimage Road, a monumental step street that served as the main thoroughfare of ancient Jerusalem. Inaugurated in its entirety in recent years, this impressive street was lined with shops and stalls, functioning as a bustling marketplace. Archaeologists have uncovered coins, weights, and measuring tables along its length, providing vivid evidence of the vibrant commercial life of the city. Beneath the Pilgrimage Road lies an ancient drainage channel that served as a hiding place for Jewish rebels during the Great Revolt against Rome in 70 CE. The discovery of cooking vessels, oil lamps, and even a Roman sword in this channel offers a poignant reminder of the dramatic and violent end of the Jerusalem that Jesus knew. Conclusion. The ancient places Jesus visited are more than just geographical locations. They are the physical embodiment of the historical and cultural context in which his message was forged. From the humble agricultural terraces of Nazareth to the bustling shores of Capernaum, and from the politically charged streets of Jerusalem to the monumental Pilgrimage Road, archaeology continues to illuminate the world of the first century. By walking in the footsteps of the Nazarene, we gain a deeper, more grounded understanding of the life and legacy of Jesus, a legacy that continues to resonate across millennia.